Good morning, dear friends, fellow alumnus, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to warmly thank the co-committee members, organizers of this important webinar series, for giving me the privilege of welcoming you all. For me, it's an honor and a pleasure. I would also like to thank them for having brought us together in this wonderful forum to discuss several current challenges. The festivities will provide a wonderful opportunity to reconnect with fellow alumni and entrepreneurs and explore the ways in which AABN continues to shape an exciting environment. As we move forward to ensure the future of AABN, we will continue to invest in the vast potential inherent in collaboration among individuals of varying backgrounds, perspectives, and expertise. This is the 179th weekly webinar series of AABN. While the road to recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic continues, businesses still face major challenges. Today, we have in our midst Ms. Debeshi Chakraborthy, founder, Design Carriers Global Private Limited, to share her insights on being unstoppable leaders of the future, an interactive business networking session. Vince Lombard has a famous saying: "Winners never quit, and quitters never win." Yet, if you are going to never quit, to keep going in the face of setbacks and breakdowns, you need to have a compelling reason to keep dusting yourself off and trying again. You are not alone. In our current environment, leaders are stressed, overwhelmed, and resigned about the obstacles that stand between them and making a real difference. Today's challenges have eclipsed the system we originally built to deal with them. In order to effect change, we need to adopt a new form of leadership and method for developing effective leaders. Being a leader drills into the core of what it is to be human. In today's session, Deveshi, a leadership expert, will help you confront the uncomfortable truths that limit your potential and get in the way of your ability to connect with others. By examining your day-to-day lived experiences, you will discover what is preventing you from being naturally effective in your role. Her proven process is designed to lift you out of survival mode and help you realize immediate new solutions for seemingly unsolvable issues. I have the pleasant duty of welcoming and introducing our eminent guest speaker for today's session, Ms. Debeshi Chakraborthy. Debeshi's journey of being unstoppable started as a 12-year-old creative girl from Kolkata, India, when she met Mother Teresa during the Gulf War and dreamt of changing the world. After 30 years, she's a gold medalist, smart city designer, a Commonwealth scholar from University College London, a design thinker, a city design practitioner in an ex-Fortune 500 MNC, a globally certified leadership coach, and the only woman in the executive committee of the board of the ICF Delhi Charter Chapter. She designed a second career unlinked to her educational background as the founder of Design Carriers Global Private Limited in Gurgaon, India. Till 2016, she worked on making future-ready smart cities for India and other Asian nations. And now, through Design Carriers, she designs future-ready smart leaders from India and the world. Her expertise has developed from the real experience she had while working for 16 years in India, the United Kingdom, and Southeast Asia in various public, private, MSME, and NYSE listed Fortune 500 organizations. A designer by practice and training for more than 2 decades, and a design thinker, she's an expert in taking data and dreams to real development, from knowing to doing, be it for branding cities that lead the world or the executives who led corporations. And belongs to the world. There is so much to Deveshi's achievements and journey. I'm not sure it can all be summarized in the limited time in this session. So without delay, I would like to open the floor to Debeshi, whose hard-hitting experience are bound to inspire and guide you. Hers is the story of a dream that turned into reality only because of her passion and her grit. It's a story of triumph of hope and hard work, ideas and innovation. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, Debeshi. We are truly privileged to have you deliver the speech today. Thank you, and over to you, Debeshi.
Thank you so much. And as you were sharing my journey, I went back to my starting point. And today, as you all were sharing about the great experience that you've all had, but you have a child inside you, a player inside you who's ready and excited to, set on a new journey and play the game. So, with that mindset, we all together, all 70 people in this room, are going to walk into the future. It's going to be a time travel without getting into a time machine, which is going to give you some tools, some perspective to look into your daily life where you are leading. in whichever circumstances you're in, professional and personal life. So that's what it's going to be.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. And let's
No
get
one,
started.
that's what I want.
Prashant, please mute your phone, Prashant.
Can you hear the sound?
We can.
Yes.
70 मिनट है तुम्हारे पास। शायद तुम्हारी जिंदगी के सबसे खास 70 मिनट। आज तुम अच्छा खेलो या बुरा, ये 70 मिनट तुम्हें जिंदगी भर याद रहेंगे। तो कैसे खेलना है आज मैं तुम्हें नहीं बताऊंगा, बस इतना कहूंगा कि जाओ और ये 70 मिनट जी भर कर खेल लो, क्योंकि इसके बाद आने वाली जिंदगी में चाहे कुछ सही हो या ना हो, चाहे कुछ रहे या ना रहे, तुम हारो या जीतो, लेकिन ये 70 मिनट तुमसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता, कोई नहीं। तो मैंने सोचा कि इस मैच में कैसा खेलना है आज मैं तुम्हें नहीं बताऊंगा, बल्कि तुम मुझे बताओगे खेलकर, क्योंकि मैं जानता हूं कि अगर ये 70 मिनट इस टीम का हर प्लेयर अपनी जिंदगी की सबसे बढ़िया हॉकी खेल गया, तो ये 70 मिनट खुदा भी तुमसे वापस नहीं मांग सकता। तो जाओ, जाओ और अपने आप से, इस जिंदगी से, अपने खुदा से और हर उस इंसान से जिसने तुम पर भरोसा नहीं किया, अपने 70 मिनट छीन।
So I hope everybody understands Hindi. I'm sorry I didn't have the captions. But what I want all of you is to get that as an Indian, as somebody who is in 2024 listening to this, you're giving your precious time. So the next, couple of minutes that we have, how you're going to listen is going to determine how you're going to benefit from it. So everybody says that the leap of mankind in terms of technology, in terms of civilization, in terms of advancement is at its peak right now. What took us 1,000 years, 100 years is happening in months. So how you're going to listen to this entire session is going to determine whether you will be able to evoke that unstoppable spirit and play a new game. I would kindly request to have, keep yourself on mute, or Mr. Gopi, if you can have everybody on mute, that would be great. Okay. So we have people from, across the globe, but be a team, have this team spirit, not just as an Indian, but be a global citizen so that the humanity wins. That is the future that we are looking into. And listen what you can get as a personal success. You all have a lot of experience, but that past. My invitation to all of you is listen to it from a fresh slate, a clean canvas, and be a star, right? So are we in it? So just, so this was the first keynote was done in North India. So it's Chakde. Otherwise I would have said a line from Mr. Rajnikant, but are you in it? Just drop in yes, if you are going to give me that listening for yourself, for that future. Yeah. So we have 77 people in the room. I see a very slow S. This is your personal game of success. If you don't lead, if you don't participate, nothing is going to happen. Okay? Yes. Samson, Karthik, and Rajanath is saying yes. Still, there's 78 people in the room. This is slow. Okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it, got it. But there are some of you who are still in that radio mode. This the time that you're going to spend with me. As I said, I go from doing to knowing. From knowing to doing. I'm a gold medalist. I am a highly academic person, but I play it like a game and win. So if you want to have that winner mindset, please do participate. Right? Grab your mobile, whatever that you are. You don't have to turn on your video, but listen to it, because this is the last opportunity for you to get that unstoppable person. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I love the energy. So with that, what we are going to do today, we are going to, evoke. I use the term evoke because that's like, lighting that, the candle inside you after this session is done. If I'm not there, that should be there. So I want to evoke that unstoppable leader who can face any challenge in this uncertain times, anything new. So, hello, I'm Debeshi, and Mr. Gopi has given a wonderful example, but I'm a storyteller. So, I'm going to tell you my story. So, the girl that you see in this right beard is my, screen visible to everybody? Yeah, just want to check, quick check.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So the girl that you see in that white beard, that's me in my 7th standard. And I was born and raised in a very creative environment. So I was part of this community by Satyajit Ray, and you can see I enacted the character, which you see Professor Shonku there. And, I spoke with him, I invited him for that play. But my life changed when, as Mr. Gopi said, I met Mother Teresa. And I'm going to share the story about that. And the child who was unstoppable got that, she can make anything happen. With that spirit, I went and had, 3 scholarship, Commonwealth Share, Chevening Cambridge, and Bath International, and went to Gandhiji's College, University College, London. I still remember the day, I was sitting with thousands of students in that Harry Potter, main hall. And the first name which was taken changed my life. Any guess whose name it was? I've given a clue.
Mother Teresa.
You can type in. Anyone? I'm going to check how you're listening. No, not my. Yes, Mr. Gopinath. Gandhiji. See, we have great listeners in the room. Very nice. Gandhiji. And I'll tell you what, my relationship with Gandhiji was not that much. I'm from, East, and we are more of a Netaji fan. But when I went there, and all the Indians were asked to stand up because we come from the land of Mahatma Gandhi, that day, miles across the nation, I became an Indian. And I took a pledge that, I am going to do things not being, by segregated by my nationality, my ethnicity, my culture, my country. I'll do big. And that made me a smart city designer, like working on mega projects. I worked on Olympics in London. I came back to the country and worked with our government, with other government, in making the cities of the future, working with the top minds of the world who are thinking 20, 30 years ahead of their time. And, some of my work was, covered in global, forums as well. And then till 2016, I was doing that. And then I wanted to do something on my own. Like we had smart cities, but in our country, we needed smart citizenship. I wanted to work with people. So in 2020, I started my organization, Design Careers. And since then, I am designing smart leaders like you. More about it, you can find me on LinkedIn. And I am a part of the only woman in the executive board of Delhi NCR. I am a accredited coach. the thing what I want all of you to take in the story, the way I started, okay, and this is a new game. What I'm successful in both, I'm rising fast as a leader in both. Now, what is common in all? Common in all is my unstoppable spirit. And that's with what I work with a lot of people who are CEOs, who are becoming CEOs. And that's some of those, secrets and principles I am going to share with you. Yeah, this is my organization design careers. You can go and watch the video and the site, and there are some free resources, right? So are you excited? So if you're excited, just type in the chat box excited for to discover the same traits in you. Because today this story is not about me. And as I said, it is about you. Right? Yeah. Okay, David says excited, Imran says excited, Jess says excited, Nilesh. Got it, got it, got it. 83 people in the room. I want, the chat box to be flooded with excitement. What is happening to the rest? Don't you want to play the new game? Do you want to watch while others are playing? Think about it. Got it, got it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can see that excitement. So first of all, the conversation of future is a time conversation. So I want all of you really to understand this time. What is this time that we are talking about, right? Yeah. So, not many of you might be a fan of history, but, I'll do a little bit of a time travel. So, from mineral economy to industrial economy, we have moved. The way we used to have our profession was linked to the kind of the time that we are giving in. Okay. So even in the industrial economy, you would be paid according to the time that you will be punching in. But with the telecom evolution, with the .com and, the digital, what we have seen in 2008, from 80s to 90s, we are seeing more of, people being paid not for the time that they're giving, but the value that they are creating. Okay. And right now, after 2015, around this time, and the time that we are in, it's almost been 8 or 9 years, there is this emergence of creative economy. With the COVID that we have seen that, people are freelancers, gig workers, the entire way we think of workers, profession has been redefined. Okay. So we are shifting into an attention economy right now. So from being a factory worker, we are becoming cognitive work. And it doesn't matter with age, which industry that you are in, right? So the thing to remember or understand it is we still have 24 hours in the day. It is not about the time that you give. It is the value that you create. So many of you have wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, right? So you are not going to go back to a 9 to 4, 9 to 5 job, but you can still participate in this wave of this creative economy by giving an hour, giving creating value, immense value of the experience that you have in those hours. So that's the most important thing to understand. This is our time. And even if you're at 14 years of experience, David, it's same for you. You will be paid higher if you increase the value of your time. And how that happens, I'm just going to share with you. So our attention, in the beginning, all of you, the attention that you had, you are slowly having it higher. Initially, you were not sure what is going to happen, but with that Chak Day, and with every time I'm asking you a question, I am drawing your attention, because the work is all about adding value with your attention. Yeah. With me so far? Just drop in yes with me so far. Today, we are going to have a lot of new conversations, lot of things that you're listening for the first time. And I'm not promising that all of that is going to be comfortable. Change, riding the wave of future is not going to be comfortable. Let me make that clear to you. But if you want to go ahead of the discomfort, you will change from that, come out of the cocoon to a beautiful butterfly, right? Thank you so much. Thank you for this attention, right? Yeah. So if you see in our country, this year for the first time, we had National Creators Award. Our Prime Minister gave that, and not many country has that. We are in the right time, in the right place with the right demography where creative economy is getting celebrated. Okay. So this is the time that we are living in. What does it mean in terms of climate? So all these are taken from PwC World Economic Forum report. If you want to go deep, I'm happy to share the links later on. These are very heavy duty reports. I'm just sharing the glimpse of it. What does it mean? In terms of the climate, in terms of the sustainability, we are going to have a warmer climate, right? A lot of you are from Chennai. The water issue you have seen, even in northern part of the world, the coastal region, we are seeing the environment different from what we used to see when you were a child. And if you're a parent, the planet that we are going to live is going to be warmer, we're going to be hotter, right? So how, if we don't take care of it, it's going to give us natural consequences, right? That's a future that we can decide for the green planet. The second is, this is what is natural. What is not natural? Everybody is talking about the rise of AI. Like, what are uncertainties? The natural uncertainty, and this is a man-made created uncertainty. I won't comment on good, bad, or ugly about it. But again, this is a report which is only meant for academic purposes. The World Economic Forum has talked about 40 life areas, from global risk to future of work to migration to geopolitics to ocean. There are 40 areas, and they are talking about how artificial intelligence might impact it, right? It's a, you can go to the site, I can share the link, and you can, this is a reading for an entire week. Now, the conversation here is that AI is emerging, okay? And, I just went to another conference by somebody who works closely with Elon Musk, is around 2027, okay? The artificial intelligence, it's not there in the slide, I'm just saying, artificial intelligence few years back, GPT-1, if I just say, that's one of them, was in kindergarten, okay? The GPT-2 was in primary school. The GPT-3 that we are kind of, using or having limited access, it's like going to the high school. But, I think GPT-4 is, let's say, GPT-3. GPT-4, it's say like college graduate. Now, GPT-5 will be PhD level, where it won't need human interference. It will train, adopt, and do it. Again, I'm not an expert in this area. Many of you might be doing it hands-on, but that's some prediction is around 2027, maximum 2030. Okay. So this is a big uncertainty when we talk about future, how it's going to impact our attention, our life, our economy, this 40 life areas. Okay. I don't want to scare you, but you need to be aware of this conversation. If you don't know, you cannot manage. Okay. So these 2 points are uncertainties. The third point is in terms of human health. We're still a young population, but this is a data from the West. 80s is going to become new 60s because of medical advancement, but hospital might become hospitals. People are there building robots and a lot of things to take care of aged population. In our country, we might not have that, and because we stay with our family, my parents, my in-laws, we all are staying closely together. But age like this, when this young population is going to age, what is going to happen to India? We also need to think about it. That's going to happen. In terms of economy, and this is the last bit in terms of the data, and we get into the tools. G7 countries, India, China, Indonesia, Brazil, Russia, Mexico, Turkey. Okay. I remember when, in early days, we used to go to not those days, there were no websites. We would try to buy a book. We'll try to find our list in, all those maps, all those documents. I used to end in Iceland. There was no India. I don't know, any of you used to can relate to that. India was not there. I'm a 90s kid. I'm talking about 80s. Yeah. Right. Tamil Nadu. Yeah. Vijayanath, you're an inventor. Very good. So India was not there in the global map. And today, India is going to be like the third global economy. Okay. So in 2040, the E7 countries are going to take over the world. So what it means is, whether we want it not, whether you don't take any action or not, by the sheer dynamics of all these things, you have become a decision maker. Got it? But if you are not a participative decision maker, it's going to tilt the result of the world game. What India decide, what this G7 countries, what the people, the leaders of these countries decide is going to impact the world. Okay? So in this new game, are you ready to play? The rules, I'm going to share some of them. The rules is going to be new. But the thing is that, are you going to play and take ownership and lead the situation? Or you're going to sit back and watch? Both are possible. This write in the chat box. Play or stay. So Kandaswamy says play. Vijayanath says play. Okay. David says play. Okay. I see a lot of play. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. So thank you so much. A big round of applause for this brave people who are ready to play. Thank you. And I'm so glad I'm having that audience today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much, Anand. Right. Yeah. So let's decode the recipe of being born unstopped. Yeah. So what makes people unstoppable? So what I want to say over here is that we were all born unstoppable, right? So let me share, my story, because there's no definition or a law around it. So it was 1991 and 1990, right? Yeah, it was Gulf War happening. And this was the first time we saw war happening on TV. So we saw Pranay, Roy sharing on NDTV news that Gulf War is happening, and we were not directly impacted. But as a kid with, raised with a lot of moral values, and on principles of Swami Vivekananda, I thought war is not good. I should be able to do something about it. I wanted to participate. So I went to my mother and said, what can I do? I don't like that war. She said, why don't you write a letter of peace to Saddam Hussein and George Bush? And I said, okay. So I wrote a letter and she said, so this is nice. Why don't you get the English checked from your class teacher? I went to my class teacher and she said, you've written it nicely. Let's take it to our school headmistress. I went to my headmistress and she said, that's a wonderful idea. Let's get few more girls write such letters of peace and we will send it through Mother Teresa. So all of a sudden, young girls, all 12 years old, were writing letters of peace, not love letters. And few of us, I remember, in an afternoon, we went and met Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, she came out of, her prayer. And I was in 6th standard, but she was shorter than me. I was really amazed by that. We all bowed down and she blessed us. And I gave her a card with a pigeon, carrying a letter of peace and the letter. She looked at it and she said, cute. And that's the first time I heard the word cute. Fast forward in a couple of months, thank you so much, Vijayanath. The war was over. And that little girl, Debeshi, she knew that her letter made some difference. And to me, the reality was like, even if I'm a 12-year-old, I can stop the war. I can do something to stop the war. I can make an impact. And that made me unstoppable. That made me become the first architect of the family. There was no architect. Okay, become the, do so many things which are first, right? Be the first Commonwealth scholar, be the, be the first coach, and so many things that I've done first because I have that still unstoppable girl within me, right? So now, where did I get that? It is not something that to be got. We all are born unstoppable. When we were born, there was no certificate. It was with your mother that, a shy child has taken birth, a reserved child has taken birth. Okay. A serious child has taken birth. Nothing was that. We were like a clean slate where anything was possible, but still we get stopped, right? Yeah. What stops us? Typically, it's fear. Fear, where does it come from? A child doesn't have a fear. It comes externally, like comes from the culture scape, like, people, the culture, the rules, the rituals that we all have. Not all are bad. Some fears are good, but that's where it comes from. And it creates a mindset, right? Now, this is a mindset, and culture is external, but mindset is in our control. And the good news is you can reset it. Mindset, right? You can reset. You have the remote control to reset it, right? So in India right now, we are seeing a huge, we are in a reset mode. There's a huge reset which is going on. We are celebrating the unstoppables, things we couldn't have imagined in our childhood. We can imagine for ourselves, we can imagine for our children. So I invite all of you to go back and touch that unstoppable mindset that you were born at. Go to your day zero. So in the chat box, just type US if you know you have that unstoppable mindset. Yes, US. Very good. Right? I want to see a lot of US, not the country, but us. Suresh says us, David says us. Yeah, yeah. Venkat, Shivakumar, very nice, very nice. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Got it. So I like that spirit. So keeping that spirit on, that unstoppable spirit on, what does it mean in terms of leadership, right? Again, in today's conversation, I'm not going to talk about what is already being done. Most of you have great experiences in your workforce. You have led organizations, companies, business line people. You already have that. But this conversation is new. So most of you are aware of, Daniel Goleman's different leadership styles, right? Yeah. So with time, these have developed. But today, I am going to talk about a very simplified leadership definition, which is applicable to anybody. To me, the takeaway again, it's from Merriam, Webster. A leader is somebody who is in charge. When everybody gives up, is the captain of the ship. That person stays in charge in any situation, with any community, with any responsibility. A leader is somebody who is in charge. Okay. So a lot of you, I see, a lot of women out there, people in different, from geographies are also there. So yeah, leads by example, right? And let me invite you for a new conversation where, a lot of you are not in the organization. Aren't you lot a leader right now? Like even, so a leader is, let's say, for example, you're a dad. You're a dad when you are in the parking lot. You're still a dad when you are in office. You are a dad when you're going to the wedding. You are a dad when you're in the flight, right? Once you're dad forever. Like same for being a mother, right? Yeah. Same as a leader. So once you are in charge, it is irreversible. You would be responsible even if you're, in a wedding. You would be responsible even if you're solo. Like there are a lot of solopreneurs, there are thought influencers. A lot of people work solo and they create a lot of value in their time. They're influencers. One tweet, one book, one talk can create an impact heavy duty. A lot of people, right? Yeah. So change, I would say positive change, I would say exponential change. A leader who is in charge of doing all of that, right? Yeah. So I'll take a minute before I get into all of these, just to check, is this conversation going good for you? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Just drop in and yes, if this conversation, because as I said, this is new. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, very good. Very good. So, in terms of like with this framework, thank you so much. I see a lot of yes, 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 Dr. SNA. So we have so many people who are learned in the room. So all of you can really change and impact the world, right? So with this definition of leadership, you have to understand that, leaders create more leaders. So, the definition with which you have been successful might not be successful for the people who are coming next. And one responsibility, you being in charge, is to make it easy for them to, who are coming next, and also understand the new definition of it. So, according to the great coach, celebrated coach, Marshall Goldsmith, what got you here? It's a book, won't get you there. So, the game so far, even if you have won, you need new rules, new action to brave this uncharted waters that we are going to face, and then new time in this future. Okay. Now, to be able to do that, I am using the seven secrets, inspired by Indra Nui. Now, she is somebody, although she's been into PepsiCo and led the world in the 2000, but she is a futurist. Okay, during her time, the company, the revenue doubled, and the products that a lot of restructuring. All of you are from the world of business and entrepreneurship. You'll know the case study. But, how she created those products, how she restructured, how she had those alliances, because she was in charge of giving PepsiCo a very new future, a very new, positioning. And yes, it is same for the Tatas, right? Yeah. So, and they are reinventing. Tata is coming up with new products. There's surprise, there's trust, immense trust that we have. So you can all read that book, by Mr. Hirsch, the Tata Stories, where there are a lot of stories talking about that, right? So I am going to talk, about the 7 frameworks of, how the leader of future can be inspired by, Indra Nooyi. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nilesh. Right? Yeah. So before we start, right, I want all of you to take a stretch break, right? So just, move your head towards your right once. Move your head towards your left once. And please do it with me. There's a reason why I'm doing it, right? Stretch back. Yeah. And we are ready, right? Yeah. Because still we are human beings. To get your attention, and people who do Pomodoro, our attention cycle rises and drops, rises and drops. So to be ready for a new game, we just need to reset and give a little bit of a pause, right? Okay. So we are going to get into those 7 principles now. Like, what is the first principles? So I'm going to share, I know all of you people in the room are pretty senior, but I'm going to share a story of young men, right? Yeah. So that will remind you of days of youth as well. So this story is about Salmans. There were 2 Salmans, right? One is a smart Salman, and other was known as a silly Salman. So both of them liked the same girl. They used to fancy the same girl. They went to school with the same girl. Okay. And during college, right, Smart Salman went to a distant city for his, for his college. And Silly Salman stayed in the same city. So for 3 years or 4 years, right, this Salman who stayed in the city went with the girl. They used to go to the parties, hang around, hang out, have coffee, and they would be seen together, right? Everybody would know that they are together. But after 3 years, Smart Salman came in. She also used to fancy this girl, right? She also took that girl out for coffee and, met the old friends. But something he did is that he straight away went to the to her house for dinner and asked the hand of the girl from the father. Okay. So the question to all of you in the chat box, who gets the girl? I know all of you are smiling, but there's a reason why I'm sharing this story. So type in the chat box, who gets the girl? Smart Salman or Silly Salman? Okay. Smart Salman, Silly Salman. Okay. Smart Salman. Okay. So those of you think it's Smart Salman, right? Why? And those of you with another saying don't know, not a approach. Okay, who approached first? Got it? It's difficult to predict. It went to the dad, right? Okay, neither. Come on, David. Don't be be pessimistic. He communicated. Yes, Jayesh. Yes, absolutely right. So, Silly Salman, although both had the same intention, he never asked. Okay. So, yeah. And the Smart Salman, he asked. Silly Salman assumed that, it's a given. We are together, it's a couple, and eventually it would lead to the outcome that I want. But he never asked, right? But Smart Salman went away, although he had the same intention, both were good boys. He asked. So here, the thing in the communication, like what I want to say is that in this new game, you cannot assume, because assumption comes from past experiences. My grandfather got my, grandmother this way. This is how my parents got it this way. My cousins got it this way. This is how it's going to happen. So there is a past trend. But here in the new game, there's no past trend. Everybody is starting with a new situation, new people. So you need to communicate by asking, checking in. If you can see, I'm checking in at every stage. If you're with me there, because all of you are new to me, right? That is how you will get people's attention. That is how communication is. What it is, there's one person and there are many. It's a function of a community. That is how you will get together. So the new tool that you need to have here is, maybe you are already doing it, but ask more. Keep the assumption aside. Or if you have an assumption, do check in, right? Yeah. So how many of you don't ask, assumption is good, I'm with same people? How many of you don't ask? How many of you can't say no to other people? Be proud, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. See, all of you are thinking sometimes, yeah. So this is not something difficult to say, right? Yeah. So 50-50, right? So all of you are communicating, but what is the ask is a communication where you won't have a second chance in many of these instances. Okay. So you really have to be highly effective. Okay. The second part in communication where you want to be highly effective, and to me, there are a lot of senior people in the room, is that you know a lot. Okay. Today, like I'm speaking a lot, but ideally my job as a coach is to listen to the unspoken, which is not said. So, if you're the head of the boardroom, You are going to listen to everything, and the last thing that you say is a decision making sentence, right? Yeah. Now that listen 80%, speak 20%, applying in everyday situation, finding the key element of it, the unspoken thing which is there in the heart. Not easy at all, but that creates value, that creates attention, and that creates value. Okay, that's the second thing in attention where I would invite you to say. Okay, third is communication today is not just verbal, it is visual and it is digital. How many of you are uh, okay in LinkedIn? You have a profile, but uh, uh, don't check it much. Or how many of you are great in LinkedIn? Right? Yeah. Just type in great, just type in okay. I just want to see that. Okay. Karthikeyan is great to connect with me. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Poor. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So people who are saying okay, okay, it is a way to get into AI and get into that algorithm. It is like the wave. Okay. So in real estate, what we do, we are always like, buying the land, doing the land grabbing before the property rises, right? LinkedIn, if you say for professional network, you need to do your digital land grabbing. Okay. So earlier days, we used to have this hoarding that would take a lakh and lakh of money to say what you want to share or sell. But here, if you want to increase value and if you want to have it broadcasted, you would need that digital platform. And you don't need to do with paid ad or everything, but share your thoughts every day, do the digital land grabbing, and eventually it will give you that value. So digital real estate is very good. Yes, whoever is there in LinkedIn, I'm very active in a top voice. Please connect with me. Okay. So digital communication, your digital reputation, how you communicate who you are is very important today. And all your communication should end with a call of action. See, I am asking you to engage with me. There's a call to action every time. So any communication, short or small, or like at any level where you need control, you need to leave people with inspired action. And remember, when you are doing all this stuff digitally, one day you won't be there, but your video will be there. Your post will be there. It will keep on continuing the leaders who are there to come. You won't stay. You might live for 100 years, but your body of work, communicated, will stay for more, right? So, how many of you now will get into the LinkedIn? How many of you are feeling inspired to be, have be on LinkedIn? Just type in inspired if you are. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Jayesh is saying, right, yeah. Don't do it for you. You are chandelier with 25, 35 years of experience. You are like a chandelier. You need to be up there visible so that in your light, a lot of people can shine, right? And such was inspired example by Mahatma Gandhi, right? He didn't do much. He had that idea of non-violent movement. He spoke, he inspired, and see, we all are in his, inspired action. He didn't assume that, we'll be given freedom by that date. He asked for it. Okay. And that has inspired people and leaders for many countries. And obviously, like, speak with high energy because, we are from a land of spirituality. God is energy, right? So, do his work and do it for humanity, right? In, in business world, the same thing has been used, right? Every thing, every ad that you see, there'll be an emotional story which inspires to buy it, to engage with it, right? You see kids, you see a story out there, and it communicates that, do you need it? And our current prime minister, like, when we had the Swachh Bharat movement, when Gandhiji had, you wanted a clean India, right? But with the Swachh Bharat movement, again, I'm not endorsing any political party, but the movement itself, you didn't see Mr. Modi. He had this vision. You didn't see him going and cleaning every household, but he inspired everyone to have those initiatives. He evoked that, so that in even in a private community, in a public community, we make our country clean, so that when we go abroad, we feel proud. When people are coming to India, we are proud. Yeah. Suresh, as a professional, I would say LinkedIn is, this is a conversation about professionals. So that's what I said in LinkedIn. Other social media might also have, different purposes. But for leaders, LinkedIn is a professional network as we speak in 2024. I don't know what happens in the future, but your professional identity is what I'm talking about, because that's where you have other leaders, people who want to know about leadership is there. It can be a website or podcast as well. Okay, so that was number one. Oh wow, Swachh Bharat logos designed by your school. Very nice, Shiv Prashad. So nice. A big round of applause. So we have a leader in the room, or somebody who is from that community. Very nice. Okay, so I think I should move faster. The second one is competency, or you are okay with the speed. Do you want me to move faster? Or like, this can be 3 hours, 2 hours. I want to respect your time and attention. Is the speed okay? Yeah. Got that. Right. Yeah. Very nice. So the next, thank you so much. Thank you, Karthika. Right. Yeah. So the next thing is about competency. Okay. Yeah. So a question to all of you. How many of you are right-handers? Just type in, you use right hand. Okay. Yeah. Right hand, right? Yeah. Uday, right-hander. Very good. And Jayesh is left-hander. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So for right-handers, if I ask you to sign a bank check with left hand, and for left-handers, if I ask you to sign it with right hand, will that be accepted by a bank? Just type in yes or no. Yeah, it won't be. No, right? Yeah. So it is very important that even if you train your other hand, so your dominant hand you are going to use in terms of critical decision, right? Okay. How many of you play cricket? And if I ask you that you have to hit a sixer, okay, which hand will you use, right or left? Your dominant or non-dominant? Just use a word. Dominant or non-dominant? Dominant, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what I'm trying to say out here is, whenever you need success, you will go back to your dominant traits, your dominant skills, your naturally what you are best at. All right. Yeah. But a lot of us don't know what is our dominant skill. A lot of us know and they have got success. But to repeat success, you need to know, because if you train your other, yes, your inherent strength, I'm a Gallup strength coach. So this, what I'm talking about, your dominant, skill, this is our dominant talent, which is our natural strength. If you practice, it becomes strength. Okay. And if you identify those strengths, you can repeat it and get success. Okay. So for example, Sachin Tendulkar understood that his dominant strength is in playing cricket. Otherwise, if he was not aware, if we are not invested in it, he would be in a chemistry lab, and that would have been a real waste, right, for nation, for him, and many things. Yeah. So you can switch, so these days switch hit getting popular, and yes, but that's for a very limited time. If you see a lot of people being successful for a limited time, that's one time. But if you want to have continued success, now leaders of the future would have new situation, new game, where they cannot use their non-dominant skills. They would rely on their dominant skills to be successful. Yeah. Yes, all of see, it can't be done alone. Like, his parents, everybody identified that competency. Now, why I'm having this conversation right now is that it means that what is your key skills? What is your hip? So in the annuity says that what is your hip pocket skills? What makes you stand out from others? Like where you can shine in your own light. What is that in you which cannot be copied? What makes you unique? Like the thumbprint of our hand, what it can be unique, right? Yeah. So with those being known, we can combat this question which comes, will AI take my job? Will the business that I'm doing is going to be relevant? All of that. And let me kind of tell you as I know how. So there are two types of the skills. One is the core skills, what I'm talking about, like which comes from your natural competencies, and the others are repetitive skills. I'm just simplifying it. There might be other people in the room who are doing this a day in day out. So AI typically works on past data, right? You give past data, they'll become a pattern, and they will copy it and will do the job faster. For example, if a school teacher is checking the paper, and there are set of questions, and this is multiple choice, right? The AI will be given past 10 years question and will understand the pattern, and those MCQ questions which are not subjective can be done by an AI. But if the questions are not if they are talking about something unique, where you really want to understand the heart, the thinking pattern, the cognitive skills of the student, it can't be done by AI. It has to be done by human, because a human is in having those skills to be able to understand a good essay and a bad essay, a good thesis paper and a bad thesis paper, a good argument and a bad argument, right? So that's for school. For you, like whatever job that you are doing throughout your day, you're doing coordination, you're doing like decision making, you need to look at what is that I cannot be replaced at. And that is what you should invest, that is what you should groom, and that is where you can make yourself invaluable. Yeah. Yes, I don't want to get into the full AI conversation. There are a lot of things. There's bias. I mean, it's getting, as we speak, AI is still, in school. Like as I said, it's going to be a long way, couple of years where it's going to be functional. But for you to be a leader, I don't know how many of you are using tools. How many of you use ChatGPT? Just drop an eye. Drop an eye if you're using ChatGPT or ever used ChatGPT. Okay, I. No, okay, yeah, okay, got it, right? Yeah, right. So there's 76 people in the room, and I'm assuming, yeah, again, let me not assume, I don't have the number, but I see 10-15 people kind of saying it. So you're not directly using it, but AI is using us. If you're using shopping app like Amazon or anything, there is AI at play. If you're booking cab, there AI at play. So point what I'm trying to say is that if you know your hip pocket skill, okay, you will be able, AI is like a horse. You will be able to ride the horse. Otherwise, you will be controlled by it. That's what you need to understand about your competency and how you want to use it in AI. As simple as I said, but application of that would be variable in according to what you do, right? Now, a lot of you might ask, Debeshi, I cannot identify, right? So a question that you can ask yourself, what will you do if you're not paid? That's where your heart lies, right? And if you lose, when you're doing this work, you lose track of time. That gives you a glimpse of what is your core competency. And you can also take this assessment, gallup.com, which gives you a test for your 34 strengths. And I don't get anything out of it. You can go to their website and download and do it. And then you will have an understand what is your right hand skill. The top 10 are your right hand skill, and the lower bottom is your left hand. So you can delegate it, you can give it to others, or not focus on them, you know. So that's what you can do, right? So in the third C's right now. So the first, communication competency, and the third one is coaching. So a lot of you have seen the coaching style of leadership which is there, right? So I am an ICF accredited coach and a part of ICF, India and global as well. So the definition of coaching, like a lot of you, coaching is predominantly new in this part of the country. It is not mentoring. I'll give you a very brief difference between all. Teaching, when we go to school, we are given information. It's a one-way thing. We are taught. It's very important for us to know those. Training is on specific skills. Teaching can be just information, right? Training is on skills, but that's still kind of a one way. But it's very useful. We need to know those skills. Mentoring is somebody who's got a more expertise. For example, if I want to be a CEO and or a CFO, okay, and let's say, or and CHRO, I would want to be mentored of a let's say supply chain industry, or let's say a specific startup in e-commerce. I will have a mentor who's already been there, done it. So they will give you advice and the tools. They will be able to see what you can't, right? And that is very, very useful, but it is their subject matter expert. So that's mentoring. Coaching is like you are going through a road and you are hit by an invisible tree. You want to go towards your goal, but you don't know. You have all the tools and the skills, but you don't know. So, in a conversation with a coach who is not a subject matter expert, who is not a trainer, it's like a mirror. The answer comes from within. The invisible tree becomes visible. You get the action to take it out and move. And the best part is you can keep on doing it on your own. Once you know how this is done, you can keep doing it on your own. Okay. So we are from the land of Krishna, right? Although, the globally it's not much talked about, but I feel Krishna was the first coach, right? In the lands of, Mahabharata. If he would not, if the coaching was not there, then Arjuna won't see what is blocking him, won't get up and to take action. So again, new situation, you don't know. Coaching is the style of coaching leadership is also celebrated that way, is the style of leadership people are adopting. And it's like, lighting the flint. It's one time transformation. It's like other person gets a balance, need not come back to you, need not be dependent on you for a long time, right? So coaching, being a coach is very important. And when in organizations, people go through this coaching like a 6 month or an 8 month journey. So we have all done those sedimentation experiment, right? Where you have the coal, we have the pebbles, we have the clay, the mud. So both also it happens in meditation, but also in coaching, like you see that clear water, it's all settles down. In a conversation, you see the clear water. And there are other ways also you can get that, right? So once you get that clear water, you know what is your core skill and what are the repetitive skills. So that's how it is used. According to World Economic Forum, you need, and there's a full report, there are 28 skills, and what you see on the screen are the top 10 skills people need to work on to calibrate themselves toward that future. Because if you are not calibrating yourself to that future, you will just might land up somewhere else. So be a coach. Coach means you ask questions, you don't answer, you don't become a mentor. When you coach, you can do it in receiving and in your performance review while you're giving and receiving feedback, or it can happen in any conversations, like where the other person is stopped. So coaching makes you unstoppable. But the thing is that there are full curriculum of leader as a coach. You have to listen. Coach doesn't give the answer. Coach believes that the answer lies within you. Okay. And they become independent action takers. Like once the session is done, they are equivalent to you. So, leader creating more leaders through coaching. Okay. That's third. I hope it's not a lot so far. So, we are coming towards the end. How is it going for all of you? Let me do a quick checking. How is it going for all of you? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Fantastic. Great. Nilesh Joshi said, I have a friend called Nilesh Joshi. Yeah, David says, good, wonderful. Right. Padma, Hemant says, great, interactive. Okay, good, good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, this is the listening which I need. And this is the listening, like, you can see I'm checking in. I'm not assuming that, all of you will, be on the same page all the time. Okay. So, with that, the fourth conversation is about courage and confidence. Again, World Economic Forum is predicting a lot of new things. I don't know how it's going to be. Like in few years, the system and the screens will go off. Like, the Ready Player One, you can go, and this is a Stephen Spielberg movie in 2018 or 19. You will see how they are imagining the world. Okay. So everybody will be using Oculus. I come from the background of architecture. It has already been used in Singapore and Dubai and in the West. So in India, it's going to come. You will be entering your new office, new marketplace, all up there. Okay. There'll be new currency. LED dress will be there where, from the color of the dress, you'll understand what is the mood of your boss. Should I ask for promotion? Okay. So all these things are, getting done as we speak. And new careers are going to come in, which are not there before. So you will really need to upskill. You don't know all of it. Go back to your core skill and see what is best happening in the industry. Shelf life of CEOs has dropped. Okay. Shelf life of any career has dropped. So don't imagine like, you might have a new career. So that's good news. And people who are still having some, 10, 15, 25 years in your career, you might have multiple shifts to your career, not one. But so if you just stick to your degree, that might not be enough. You need to have all these, skills. Yeah. Okay. Now, again, I can share this data. This is recorded. The new jobs which are going to come in are, kind of listed. I don't want to get into the data, but you need to know. You cannot, like, fight an unknown enemy. You just can't fight with things which are unknown. Okay. So we are coming towards the end to, two more. Ah, so let me see how many people are there in the 76 of you are there. So quick question to all of you. When I say, call out that word red, what do you visualize? Type in the chat box. When I call out the word red, what do you visualize? What do you see in your head? Cherry, rose, important, alert, danger. Okay. Got it. Danger, danger. Got that. Nobody talked about car. Okay. Alarming traffic light. I get to listen, get a lot of people sharing about car. Pomegranate. So we have health conscious people. Blood. Got it. Can you see all are different? Got it. So when I call out Paris, what do you visualize? Communism. Yes. Red is fast. Olympics. Paris Olympics. Yes. Fashion. Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower. Got it. Got it. Right. And if Vincent van Gogh, wow, I love Vincent van Gogh. I've seen some of his original work. I've been to Paris. What about cricket? Paris Fashion Week, right? What about cricket? What comes to your mind? Okay, India, Sachin. What else? What else? What else? Bat, great sport. Dhoni, Sachin, Kapil, last win, World Cup. See the speed with which you are stupid game making Indian youth lazy. I get it. Stadium, right? Yeah. So can you see with red, the answers were faster. With Paris, little slow, and with cricket, like, you're bombarding with answers. And you, in your head, Were you imagining the people? And I saw a lot of people talking about Eden Gardens. Wow, thank you so much. I come from the city of Eden Gardens. Were you able to see this in your head? Just drop in and yes, if you saw something in your head, saw some image in your head. Yeah. How many of you saw Eden Gardens, saw Dhoni, saw Sachin Tendulkar in your head? Yeah, visualized it. Bat and balls and stump players. Yes, 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 yes. Got that, right? Dhoni, yes. So what happens is that there's a part of our brain, okay, where we visualize it. And it is, again, I'm not getting into the detail, it is the seat for curiosity and creativity. It's called limbic brain. And did you see all of you gave me one word answer? Okay. Very few gave it in sentence. So this image gives us the key idea. It is called the seed idea of a topic. Okay. And then some of you were able to expand it as well. You saw the stadium, saw other things as well, right? So that is how the idea grows. And it is the design of human being. So this is the germ and the seed idea of a topic. Okay. And it is used in business. So if you go and try to form a new business, you really need to understand the germ of an idea because case studies of the past might not work. It's a new business. Okay. So you need to be able to imagine those futures and get the seed of the idea. Why I am doing it? What is the problem I am? Yes, innovative. That's the seed of innovation, right? Yeah. And we are designed to do it. So rather just getting into the data is important. It kind of, validates what we are thinking, but you need to lead with creativity. So there are two parts of the brain. One is the neurocortex, which is the logical brain, and this is the creative brain, limbic brain. You need to start with. If you read Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, he talks about that. But it was like a pretty old TED talk. But if you translate that into the future, you need to get the germ of an idea. Whatever, if you're doing a talk, if you're writing an article, whatever that you're doing, you need to get to that key, the germ of an idea. Even Indian Navy also talks about that. I'd like to present a girl who is very close to my heart from Tamil Nadu, Vinisha Uma Shankar. How many of you know her? Just drop in and yes. Yeah. She is a futurist and she is, I think, 17 years old right now. Yeah. And she won a lot of awards in India and abroad for her vision about the solar, cart. Yeah. I know her family very well. Me and my daughter are very close to her. And she is working on that right now. Like as I speak, she's gone to Yale, participating in a cohort, right? Yeah, you've heard about her, right? So why she's been successful and why she's been unstoppable is because she's leading with curiosity. Okay. So again, all the successful businesses that have happened, the futuristic ones, we see Ola, the Airbnb, which were not there a decade, ago, are reliant on this framework. And you can expand this with the Rudyard Kipling, five I's, five W's and one H framework. Okay. And obviously start with why. Yeah. Again, it's talked about so many times. But what I want to say is that, like, whenever you are thinking of a new topic, close your eyes and look into your brain. What do I see? And that one lettered word that comes to you, start from that, right? That's going to lead you to the vision. Okay. So, yeah, we are almost at 12. Are you with me? We are towards the last leg of this conversation. Yeah, you've done well being with me in this, journey. Okay, very nice topic. Very nice, Karthik, Jayas, David. I see a lot of enthusiasm in the room. So, number 6 is the compass. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. So I tell the story of Sindbad, right? The people, the leaders of the future are going to be like unstoppable Sindbads. Sindbad was a very ordinary merchant if you read the Arabian Nights, but he was brave And he had three things. He had curiosity mindset. He had a map, obviously, because he wanted to navigate. But to navigate through the map, he used a compass, like, the big idea that drove him. So I want you to give a glimpse of what your compass can be. Are you ready? This is the last exercise that we're going to do. Are you ready to get a glimpse of your inner compass? Just type in why. Yes, 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 yeah. So the exercise is, if I meet you next year, right? 28th July 2025. Think of three things that you want to be different. And I'll take a minute. Don't rush. Think of three things in your life. Can be health, finance, career, relationship, anything. Three things that you want to be different, not same what is happening this year. And type in 1, 2, 3 in a go. Okay. Can you share the answer? Three things are the three: health, finance, mind, peace. So these are the three areas that you shared. Okay. Part of India's growth story. Got that? Yeah. Where's the difference? So somebody said, finance, health, relationship. These are the three areas that you said, right? Okay. I want to understand, okay, out of these three, pick one area which is non-negotiable. Like out of health, mind, peace, self-development, career improvement, finance, which is one area which is top in the list. Health is one area. Okay. So, okay. So most of it, health and IT literacy, I can see health is one area. Okay. Now, so before, so I just want to work with you a little bit. May I? It's not in the PowerPoint. May I? Yeah. Thank you. So if you say health, okay, so I'll take Mr. Gopi, right? Yeah. So a lot of people have this say, if I put a camera on you, Mr. Gopi, and look at your health, I'll be seeing you maybe eating healthy, doing yoga, XYZ, so many tasks, right? Okay. So on 2024, I'm putting a camera on you. I see A, B, C, D, E. And I put a camera on you after a year. So the question is, what is the camera going to see which will be different? When you say health is different, tell me in a way as if it's seen from the camera. What will be visibly different? Yeah, India poverty everywhere. The question is to everybody. What will be visibly different? You can all type it in the chat box. Yeah. And the way you're going to type it, I should be able to visualize that. Like old fitness, for you, being fitness is running a 2-kilometer marathon. For me, it might be 10 kilometer. Specific, so that I could see the way I was able to see Apple, Red, Sachin. Okay. I should be able to see it, make it specific. Attitude will change, right? What attitude will change? Will people, smile at you all the time? You will be smiling. Physic, what in physic? You will have toned body. Weight loss, how much weight loss? 2 kgs, 3 kgs. You'll be fitted into a medium-sized dress. What exactly it's going to be? Your self-consciousness, what exactly in self-consciousness? How would that going to look like, Mr. Gopinath? Do 6-kilometer walk in 1 hour, 70. I'd say, wow. Brilliant, brilliant. So this is exactly what I wanted. Very nice. Consistent, wake up at 5 a.m. and exercise for 30 minutes. This is what you're going to do. Okay, got it? Pleasant health. What does it mean? Vijayanath. Will you be always smiling? Will you be able to eat everything? What does that look like if I put a camera? That's important. Yoga and meditation for how much time? What is happening right now? Why I'm asking all of you to be specific, creating 500 entrepreneurs. Got it. Brightness in eyes. Very nice, Vivo. I don't know who you are, but very nice. Everyday morning. Got it. Got it. Can you see that, I'm making you nudge a little bit, think a little more, right? You're slowly getting into your compass. All the answers lie inside you, and it's still not clear. Okay, brightness in my face. So it would be clear brightness in my face every time I meet my daughter, every time I look into the mirror, those kind of things. Very, very specific, like the scene of a movie that you can see in your face. Imagine your wedding day, imagine your graduation. You were looking forward to it. That day was vivid, right? Yeah, a dress we want to fit in. Have that image. The moment that image comes to your mind, you get calibrated to the compass. With me so far? Yeah. Are you getting a flavor of what I mean? Like, are you getting your compass? Just drop in and yes. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So this is how you can make, and you all wrote a lot of actions as well to make it happen, right? Yeah. And I would want you to see, are you doing any actions right now? All the yoga, all the things that you're seeing, are you, kind of doing any actions right now? Yeah. If not, start doing that action right now, because one degree deviation from that image, you won't land in, like, the launch. If the launching is not right, if you're not calibrated to that compass, you will land up in a different future. Year after year, you won't get what you need, right? Yeah, got that. So this is how you get calibrated to the goal. And remember something, the calibration to this goal is not something which will happen sometime in the future. Someday I'll be, fit. Someday I'll be rich. Someday I'll, do this 500 entrepreneurs. No, you can do it from day one. So, when you're a 5-star brand, the day one they start as a 5-star. Being a 2-star, giving a size, service of a 2-star is non-negotiable for them, right? So you need to say, what is my non-negotiable brand? What is my North Star statement? How should people relate to me as a leader every day? Because they close their eyes, they see that image as well, like somebody shining every time, somebody, like, doing meditation, being calm, health, which inspires others, getting up and, doing yoga, right? So that's your non-negotiable brand statement. Okay. Yeah. And you need to decide, right? So I'll just stick, we are at the last leg, right? I want all of you to take a pledge right now and share your non-negotiable statement, because this is where we create citizenship. Each one of you, like a flint, right, are going to be that image, right? In 1947, if you think of the Indians, we can imagine, yeah, somebody with a dhoti, right, wearing that khaki. But can we imagine who is going to be the image of 2047 Indians? Yeah. Beyond smart goals, Tofik, right? I would say beyond smart goals, there's a heart beyond smart. I am calling that, right? There were people who have done it before all these theories came into place. What made them do so? If you go back to Krishna's time, right? It was the heart. It was your inner compass. So go there. You have it in, and you can do it every time, right? So I want all of you to have this citizenship, this the new India. Like a lot of girls are going to join the workforce. We are going to have the economy with largest woman in the workforce, because in the school more than girls are, more percentage of girls are getting graduating from schools right now. So with all of this great culture, what will be the new definition of freedom? What is the time when we'll call that this is my India, right? So I want to pledge a pledge from all of you to take 1 hour every day to act as unstoppable Indian. And I want you to share, what is that you're going to do? That non-negotiable thing that you've written, what is that you're going to do to create your time being an unstoppable Indian. So I'll just take a minute, and if this inspires you, please type one thing that you will do. You need not do a lot of things. One thing. Yeah. Financial independence, taking online tuition. Again, make it vivid. Taking online tuition for women, when and where. Give me an image so that others can be, that stays alive. That's nice. Ensuring 100% literacy, IT literacy in Tamil Nadu. Very good. But what is that one action? This is a vision. I get that. What is that one action you will do? I put a camera, I don't see 100% literacy. I see you, Kandaswamy. What is that one action you will do every day to make this future happen? I want to know that. What will you do? Change the way people live. Very good, Vargas, but what will you do to make that change happen? One action in a way the camera can see. Do everyday exercise for my serving. Very good. Which exercise? When? What will the camera see? Which exercise that you'll do at what time of the day? 5 days a week or what? I'll avoid using plastic. I think that's wonderful. Avoid using plastic. That's one action. See, it's simple and it's a great impact. Very good. Enable college freshers to become future ready. Very good. But how will you do it? You want to collaborate with people, supporting girls engineering in your alma mater. So yes, very good. Are you going to form the group? When is this group going to meet? Who's going to head this? Safe food to it. Very good. So how will you ensure the food is safe? What is that action link? All of you are sharing goals. It's up there. Leaders take action. They take control of the situation through their action. Give me the action. You're already doing it. Very nice. Reaching out to people from downtrodden section of our society is again broad. Give me one society in which is 1 kilometer within your neighborhood. Do plastic recycling, right? Got that, right? Very nice. So thank you so much. So this is the last leg of the presentation, right? Like online marketing. Very nice. Slum in the neighborhood. Good. So I'll just quickly summarize. In terms of communication, ask, not assume, because there's no past data. If you don't ask, you don't know what's going to happen. Get your hip pocket skill, your core competency, your dominant skill. You can do the test from gallups.com. Be a bold navigator of career seek. You have to be brave. Otherwise, you will wait. The others will play the game. Leveraging the AI. If you don't know, you can't. Then distinguishing the germ idea, right? The seed idea. What one thing that you can see. Calibrating your compass. If you have it inside, your non-negotiable brand statement, and taking ownership and control of your time. So people say live. I lived in Johnny Vargas' time. I lived in Mr. Krishnan's time. I lived in Mr. Gopi's, David's, Jayesh's time. People will be saying that. So that's it for me. And I think I thought it's going to be lesser, but thank you for that great listening. All of you can go to designcareers.com and there's a quiz that we have. It's a free quiz where you can check your future readiness. Design Careers with a Z.com, and I can share the link as well and take the test. All of you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So this is, you can Google Debeshi Chakraborthy, or, the first thing will come up is my LinkedIn profile, right? That's what it is. So that's it from me. Anybody wants to ask any question?
Unmute and ask questions, please. So, Mr. Murthy, Mr. V.T. Murthy, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else has a question? You may please ask, please. David, you have?
I would like to ask a question.
Yeah,
Sure.
please go on. Please go on, Jaysha.
Debeshi has done a wonderful job of giving us an insight into how we can be the leaders of the future. If I want to create leaders of the future in my organization, I have to do the same as you told me to do. That is, tell them to be in communication, tell them to be competent, tell them to be the leaders of their life. Is that what I have to do?
Yes, that's obviously a starting point. Yeah, that's a starting point. And, there are different programs which are also, run called, leader as a coach. So you can also, engage an expert. Like I also do that to be able to do it. But the change starts with you,
That's right. Yes.
right? Yeah,
That is
that is you. So
correct.
within this group, you can have an accountability partner. You can do it, right? I run certain programs. You can join that. But
Right.
that one thing which you wrote today, like you can do it on your own. And all of you did, end of the day, nobody is going to watch you, right?
Yes, I am
So
accountable for my.
exactly, what is that you can keep doing on your own, which you're inspired to do it?
Right.
Find that, and that is a starting point. But for organizations, for team who are new to this conversation, like this is Chinese. Okay, so you also need to tell that what is this new language,
Right.
and not many people are aware of it. The rate of in which the things are changing, the awareness is not much there.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we really need to know this new language to be able to ace it. And as I said, like
Yeah.
ride the horse rather than waiting for the horse to drive us.
Right.
Right.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm
Thank you.
sure to look. I look forward to activating my LinkedIn profile as you suggested,
Sure, sure.
and then be in touch with you and maybe be a part of one of your programs. Yes. Thank you.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, you're most welcome.
Can I go ahead?
Yes,
Yeah, please
please.
go on. Please go on, Vishu.
Yeah, one of the challenge. I mean, we have had quite a bit, few presentations on, changing your, the future and things like that. But real challenge, I personally feel is being social animal. We pander to the surroundings, the family. It's very difficult. I've never lived abroad. I've never, superficially have interacted with um, in US and other places. But in India, I feel the environmental controls us most of the time. We have to be sons, fathers, attend endless weddings, um, ceremonies. I mean, family. You are expected to attend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which actually, in whatever you set goals, it's very difficult because you're not a spider. You're a social animal.
Absolutely.
And actually, we don't. 90% of the time, I realize that I'm not doing anything for myself. I'm actually pandering to everybody else's whims and fancies. Which, because I have seen the foreigners are much more focused on what they do. For example, I used to be a part in a yoga thing. They will come to India to learn yoga for 2 years. Leaving everything, and they'll do 6 hours without any disturbance. They will learn Sanskrit. They will become champions in it and go back. I try to do a headstand. My daughter will call me and say, I didn't get an auto. Please come and pick me up. It's like it's very difficult to plan and achieve for several reasons. What is your comment on that?
Yeah. I absolutely acknowledge that. And I'll tell you, I've been designing cities. So the benchmark were from West. But what works there is not going to work here. In India, we need to find our own formula. Like, where is this definition coming from that we have to do uninterrupted?
Even Indra Nui was not in India.
I get that. But
any achievers I see, whether it is President Abdul Kalam, he didn't have a family. If you see mythology or history or anything, anybody, did they take care of their old parents? Did they, take their children to school?
Yeah.
We see such great, even Tendulkar, I would like to say. Did he go and buy vegetables and milk for his family? How do they do? That is never put in any of these books. Even mythology.
I get that.
Krishna.
Can I answer the question? Yeah. So I know people who are doing that, right? I know not not India Nuri, but the CEO of PepsiCo. Okay. After that, Mr. Shiv Kumar, you can follow him on LinkedIn. He's my mentor. Somebody who's got a great family. He's mentoring people. He's running. He's balancing writing books. And even somebody like us who are like, not worked with him, asking question, he answers within minutes. So not all people who are doing it might be like, advertised a lot always. But LinkedIn is a place why I really like it. Vinisha Uma Shankar, not many of you know her, but I know her through LinkedIn. I know her dad through LinkedIn. My daughter met her daughter through LinkedIn. So these are new. What I'm saying, what you're saying is reality. I come from a family like, 11 aunts and 11 uncles. I get it, what you're saying. We stood like, deep pranam. But it is not going to be done the way it's written in the book or done in other countries. We have to localize. There's called, there's global and there's local. We have to localize it. And my invitation to you, Mr. Vishwanath, is that whatever way you're doing is your way. Don't make it wrong. Who says that, not answering the call, again, going back to is not the right way? It's your way. That is your way. And we Indians, we don't celebrate our way, but let's celebrate, wear our dresses, do our culture. Like, I might dress a certain way, but, my family, my parents, my all of these are real, right? We'll do it our way. And that is a new way not many people have seen in the world. And it's not easy. Not everybody will say. There'll be criticism, but if that gives you that non-negotiable peace, I'm going to go for it. And I am really, really blessed to know people. I don't have a large community of friends. I'm married to my batchmate from my college, right? And so our families are very, very close, and I am a very, very spiritual and a family person that way. So people like me who are trying to do this uncommon conversations are less. But people like Mr. Gopi invited me to do it, right? You are thinking right now. That is what we want. That first step. And let me assure you, there are many people like me who are being brave to take the first step. We don't know whether we are going to be successful, but I won't get into the past how it's done. For my daughter, for the new generation, there's a new way which has to be done. And as a mother, as a parent, I'll do anything to make that happen. And whether it's the right way, whether everybody will appreciate, we don't know. But I'll keep on doing that. That is my invitation to you. And Westerners have done it their way. And as you correctly said, they're copying from us. So let's create something new and celebrate it. That's it. And whatever way you are doing it, it's brand Vishwanath, right? Get a TM for the way you lead your life. That's it. It's trademark. So there is no second way to, lead that life. And you celebrate that. Yeah. Celebrate the moment when your daughter calls. You have a daughter who calls. Like, how many people do that? They don't, they don't share their problem with their parents. Celebrate that way. I would say that. Okay. So that is my take. You're elder than me, but this is where I come from. I hope I was able to answer the question. I know mentors who are succeeding in their own fields doing that. Not many, but there are few. I stick with them. Thank you. Anybody else? Do follow Mr. Shiv Kumar. He was the CEO of PepsiCo, from Indra and Nuri, direct mentee. So please do follow him. He is somebody who is sharing about the future and about the information, doing the case studies, leading business. Lot of case studies that he share on LinkedIn. He's not there in any other platform. Anybody else wants to have has got any other question?
Yes, ma'am. This is Vijayan from Tamil
Hi,
Nadu.
Vijay. Yes. Hi, Vijay.
Hi, ma'am. I am an inventor. I have researched about lots of things. The one thing is about the global warming and the climate changes. I know, I get all the data, some shocking data about that. But UNO gives a fund, India gives a fund, but people like us, we cannot able to get that fund. And then the people's how to say, lots of people don't understand what is the cause of global warming and the climate changes. We know that, but we cannot able to expose that to the community, to the peoples.
Okay. Can I ask you a
Also-
question, Vijayanath?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times have you failed?
Lots of time.
Give me a number.
90-941-99-448.
Okay. Have you learnt anything from that?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is that mapped?
Still, I try to write the notes and for example,
So my question is that, where is the evidence of this journey of your 99 times failing and what you have learned?
I learn I need to teach people lots of things about what actually happens in the world.
Okay.
Because lots of people didn't know about the crude oil.
Absolutely. Yeah.
47 years, only the 47 years crude oil, we have only 47 years. Crude oil, like petrol or diesel, we can only get 47 years. We
Mm.
extract lots every day.
Yeah.
For example, if we extract engine oil from the car or two-wheeler, the engine will get seized. Okay, ma'am.
Mhm.
Then we extract the crude oil from the earth, so that chain reactions of
That's a beautiful analogy. Where are you talking about it? Why is it this not gone viral on a video? What is stopping you from being viral climate
Ma'am,
activist?
I have solutions, but I have solutions, and so that I where to start, I cannot able to know.
Go to LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn. Okay. Every day make one video.
Mhm.
You have 99 failures. Every day one video on one failure. I bet you in your 30th day, you will have a breakthrough.
Okay.
But it's hard work. Good videos, informative videos. There's a person who is there are a lot of people who are doing work in your area. You can connect with them on LinkedIn as well.
Okay, but
Yeah.
how?
Why don't you
Okay.
connect with Vinisha Umashankar first? She's in Tamil Nadu, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Connect with her first. Talk to her. She's a young girl doing so many things, being unstoppable. If she can do it, you can do it as well.
Okay, ma'am. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah. And there are many. Again, this is not my core area. There are many, right? So I would say that, like, make a video on LinkedIn and start talking to people. 30 days, you don't have to go to your 99 failures. Every day you have to talk about your failure. What did you learn and what others shouldn't do? You have to be vulnerable. Okay. So in 30 days, within 30 days, you will get a breakthrough for sure.
Okay, fine. I will do it.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yata,
May I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, we are talking about the leadership and the leadership qualities.
Hmm.
Actually, in every country, each individual or citizen is abide to go by the rules and regulations of that country.
Hmm.
And as a leader, when we look into some futuristic innovations or changes that we want to make, and the framework or the system is not allowing.
Hmm. Johnny, we lost you. Johnny, we
Change.
lost you. Yeah. System is not allowing you to change. Got it?
Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, in such a case, if the system framework is not in the right manner to put out our plan, how it's possible for us to make the change that we want to implement in field? I mean, in each country, there may be problems and hurdles when we go into the particular area of domain where we want to bring in a new change or development.
Yes. What is the question, Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, how can we work out our methodology in such a situation?
Yeah.
As a leader, how can we?
Yes. So in terms of, as I said, a leader is somebody who takes a charge of the situation. Okay. So in terms of impact, you lead self, then you lead team, then you lead your, community. If it's an organization, like, different functions, right? If it's social, then your immediate community, then it scales up to nation, right? It scales up, right? So my question to you would be, first step is successfully, leading yourself. And it's not so easy to be able to do that. First of all, when you are able to demonstrate that, slowly the rest, your situations and the scale are going to increase, right? In terms of, if you want to skip the level, in terms of understanding the policies of the country, contributing in the policy making of the country is another way you can participate. But having said that, the way our government in our country works, there is a lot of a public partnership, public private partnerships which are happening. Okay, Niti Aayog is doing a lot of work in education. So there are a lot of government. You go to the site mygov.in. Okay. So there are a lot of initiatives, competitions there is being floated where you, being an individual entity, can participate. For example, I'm mentor for change under Niti Aayog, right? So that is happening right now. So both of the things that you say, but don't get stopped because of your capacity. You might be doing work, you might have limited time. Even as I said, if you give 1 hour, the value that you can create in 1 hour in your existing capacity with, taking care of the realities that you have, make that scale.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, anyone else has a question? Niyata, Miss Olufunke from Nigeria.
Hi, this is Arvind here. One
Hi,
question is
Arvind.
like, basically, how do we motivate the team being a leader? Because sometimes as a leader, you need to try to pull your team and make them understand the rules and responsibilities and accountability. So how do we motivate them every day?
Yeah. So I would draw a distinction between motivation and inspiration. Motivation is something where you're giving an information about something, a fixed goal. It is temporary. So I would say don't motivate the team. Inspire them, evoke inspiration by giving a vision. What I said, right? How ask them questions, ask, not tell. Like, so give them a scenario. The way I said, like, if I take you 1 year from now, what is that you want to create for your, self? What are the results that you want to create in your career? What are the results that you want to create in your team? What are the results you want to create in your department? What does that mean to you? So asking those, so this style of leadership is called, like, leading as a coach. Okay. So motivating is one time. Okay. But you won't be having those sessions again and again. So the way is to leave them with inspired action, ignite, evoke that in them. And there are some tools to be able to do it. Like, you get trained to be able to do it. You can do that, or you can have an external person work with you, can do it. But something which I said is that when you are leading your life that way, that will inspire them the most. When they see you walking the talk, even like, one thing that you say, okay, I'll come to, office 5 minutes early, or I'll have every Friday, I'll have this session with you. I'll listen to you. Whatever that you say, that you do consistently, that creates that you are somebody who is in control. And that starts the conversation. That's what it is. Motivation is old school, like motivation speaker and all of that is becoming old school right now, because that's fixed towards something that's temporary. You need to, have them ignited so that when you are not there, they are independently excited about the future. So you have to create that. That's the new way to do it. Some of the tools that I shared out there were there. Ask, don't tell. So some of the tools I shared. Arrive at a formula
Good morning.
situation.
Good morning.
Hi.
Ma'am,
Hi.
forgive me. She's coming in from Nigeria, ma'am.
Right. Good to have you.
Please
How
go
was
on.
the session for you? I guess you got on mute. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Good morning. How are you? My name is Olufunke from Lagos, Nigeria. I
Nice.
never heard something before that's very interesting, which is you have to lead yourself first. I guess I do that unconsciously, and some of my team members do that unconsciously. But how do you get people to lead themselves?
Very good question. So
There's an element of there's an element of fear. So how do you get people to lead themselves so they can lead others?
yeah. So the fear comes from a breakdown of a possibility. Okay. For example, I want to become a doctor. So I have the fear I might fail the exam, right? So before fear, there is a possibility out there. So if you can make them connect to the possibility of which they are fearful, right? They would be, more connected and make them more connected to the possibility. They might be fearful, but still they will act, right? Yeah. So again, the example of becoming a doctor, right? I might be fearful of, not passing the exam, but the possibility of serving people, that vision, that one idea, that North Star is so exciting. I would love to take the risk. I will take those actions. So that finding that North Star statement for which they would be in that phase, in a state where they would want to overcome the fear, you need to find and connect it with them. And it's not same for all. That needs a little bit of an individual coaching conversation, but it's there. If it was not there, they won't feel fear. If they're not sitting for an exam, there's no question of fear, right? Is that making sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Got that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Right. Yeah. Right. Anybody else?
Anyone else has a question? One last question we can take. Anyone else has a question?
I mean,
Hello.
if no one else,
Good morning. This is Niyata again from Nigeria.
Hi, Niyata.
Yeah. So my Mrs. Olufunke, I work with her, and she brought up a very important point. Yes, one is the element of fear, perhaps, which is keeping people from fear of failure. But then the other thing is also the fear of not being able to meet up with the demands of the situation. It could also be probably like an inherent laziness which one needs to overcome, and also not wanting to give everything that it takes. And so when an organization is aspiring to reach certain level heights, but then you have a number of people in the community, they have a lot of potential, they have a lot of talent, but then it just remains as talent and potential, and then they don't move on to the next level.
True. Yeah, absolutely. So we, have this conversation around something called skill will matrix, right? When we take them through the process, we understand like where, they are. It's a longer conversation, but what you're saying is reality. But something as, since you're a leader and you want the four legs of the car to run at the same speed for the organization to run faster, you really need to understand, are they placed in the right position? So you can do maybe, go to Gallups and do those strength tests to understand, like, it's not that they can't do it. As you say, they're skilled. But, are they using their dominant hand? If they're using their dominant hand, they'll be excited in that game. They won't be lazy. So maybe, some of the things that you need to check in. And if, again, in the matrix, there's one point where you coach them, where you delegate them, where you train them. And but there's also a quadrant where you really need to take out the players from the game because your game has changed and they are not there. So you really need to be ruthlessly compassionate towards your goal. You can't compromise on that, but at the same time understand them in terms of, not you feel that they are being complacent. Maybe they're not aware of the dominant hand. They are great in cricket and they're playing football. So change their place in the car so that the car runs with the full speed. You can check in on that as well, because you understand they are not using their natural strength or natural talent to become happy. Maybe that's the case. So you can do those check-ins to understand.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's brilliant. We have thought of these things before, but then, like in an organization, like for example, ours is an educational institution, you have certain roles and they have to fulfill the requirements of those roles. Maybe we even need to change the way roles are assigned according to what you were talking about.
Maybe.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, happy to have a conversation. Yeah, we can connect on
Thank you.
LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Right. So,
Thank you.
Mr. Gopi, I think I love the questions and yeah, there are.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Debeshi, for
Thank
sharing
you.
sharing your insights. A thought-provoking session. It has left a lasting impression on all of us. We are grateful for the time and effort you put into sharing your knowledge. The positive feedbacks from the attendees are continuing to pour in. It only goes to highlight the impact of your valuable insights.
Thank
And
you.
we also thank you for sharing so much of your personal journey with us during your
Thank you
presentation.
so much. Yeah.
Thank you
So
so much, sir. Thank you so much.
that's what is real, right? I keep on sharing my journey because I understand that's unique. So and it's evidence based, right? I'm not sharing anything which is just from the book. It has got the layer of my real experience. So do connect with me on LinkedIn for authentic stories on whatever that I do, whatever that is happening right now. I read a lot. I'm a futurist and I want all of you to ride this wave with me. Yes, I have one question from BG. Let's take it.
Yeah, please. Yeah, BG. Gautam, please.
Okay. Good afternoon. I have one question. I'm heading a few plans in my company. Okay. So I found some difference because our factories, companies spread across India. Everywhere the culture and the mentality of the people is different. Okay.
Right.
So the problem is sometimes every individual basically they born and brought up in the different style of environment, everything. Okay. So everyone has their own style of handling. Normally, normally as a top people, we force them to move towards our own methodology and our style. Okay. So, but there the individual capability and the style of working is missing. Okay. So how we handle those kind of things to bring the potential people who is working under us.
Got it. So when you go to, let's say, big anchor store, right? You go to a big anchor store and you get all the different kinds of items which are there on the display. There might be competition. There might be why do they agree? Because they all have a common goal, right? So why they're working in the organization, why they want to do it their own way, because failing is non-negotiable for them. They cannot fail. They will do my way, whichever way which they know they would want to succeed. That's what I understand, and they use their past experiences because failing is not something that they want. Now you have to acknowledge that, right? Yeah, India is a diverse country. You really have to acknowledge that. But at the same time, you see that, and as I said, there's global and there is local. You have to find a local why. There's a global or a national level why, and there's a local why. But in between, there is a sandwiched intermediate why that needs to be created by taking all of them their ownership. Maybe get all of them into one room and ask them, give me 10 commandments, right? How this middle why is going to be, and give them full their ownership. and they will follow, right? Make them the custodian of that why, and then they will follow. Again, I'm just sharing it in a very simple word, but that's how big organizations, they do it. You have to move it away. You can't tell them. You have to co-create with them. And then it comes like, coaching style of leadership, which comes, if you tell them, you become responsible. But, if they take ownership, it's their responsibility. That's how it goes. Right. So I know we can go on. I would invite all of you to, connect with me on LinkedIn. And I love these questions. And if there are more questions, you can also, email it to me. And I've shared my LinkedIn ID as well. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Debeshi.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Thank
on
you. Thank you. I thought it's going to be 1.5 hour. I called Mr. Bhupe in the morning and see where we are. So please be responsible for the new India. Whether you agree or not, you are creating the new India. To that, being an unstoppable Indian, being an unstoppable individual, and have a great weekend. Thank you.